People are looking to disappear from the West regardless of their situation. And some people are looking to Southeast Asia, some people are looking towards the Caribbean, but more and more people are looking at the Balkans, specifically Serbia. One, because Serbia is just an awesome country to be in, but at the same time, one of the biggest reasons that people are moving to Serbia is because we are not part of the EU. And so a lot of the EU rules that are in other Balkan countries are not applied here in Serbia. I want to read an article today from newstrail.com that talks about escape and restart in the Balkans, a disappearance guide. And this is why people are moving to the Balkans and the best kept secret for starting over. Now, this article does go on about coming in from Vancouver, Canada. Funny enough, as a fellow Canadian here, I know that Vancouver is going through a tremendous time with their drug problems and homeless epidemic there. And so the article starts off with, in a world increasingly governed by biometric surveillance, data tracking, and global financial transparency, the desire to step away from the chaos to disappear legally and begin a new life is more relevant than ever. And this is so true, especially from Canada, where people are being surveilled nonstop. You cannot get news access on Facebook. You are questioned going to the bank to pull out a little bit of cash as to what you're going to spend it on, how are you going to spend it, or even if you're looking to deposit money, where did that money come from? Give me a paper trail on that as well. Data tracking, that is huge in Canada as well as the United States. And so this article continues going on about the key reasons people choose the Balkans to disappear. And like I've said, specifically Serbia. And we're seeing more and more people from all over the globe moving to Serbia. And we're also seeing a lot of people who once left former Yugoslavia looking to come back here, which we help them do that as well. It could be obtaining their citizenship again, or if you're a descendant of a Serb and you're looking to get citizenship by descent, that's something that we're also able to do here as well. But here's the key reasons people are choosing the Balkans to disappear. Number one, the privacy-friendly residence options. Balkan nations are not fully integrated into the EU or Schengen area, meaning less biometric sharing and looser surveillance policies. And we are, as Serbia, we are surrounded by many EU countries, or all EU countries. So we have Romania, we have Croatia, we have all the countries, Bulgaria as well, that are surrounding us. But even us, we're not in the EU, so we even have less of what they have. And so that means that we don't have all the biometric sharing. We have looser surveillance. We are not part of the CRS reporting system, which is something that many people do love here in Serbia. And we just have a better sense of freedom here in Serbia as well than many of those other Western countries as well. The next one that this article talks about is the affordable cost of living. Cities like Belgrade, Novi Sad offer a higher quality of life at a fraction of the cost of Western Europe, especially with what you see going on in the UK, in the Netherlands, in many other countries. People are looking to move to Serbia. In Canada, I just saw someone post that they had 4 steaks that they purchased and they were $75. That is absolutely ridiculous. The food quality also is night and day with here in Serbia than it is in Canada. We don't have the GMOs. We don't have the plastic, engineered food here in Serbia. It's still a hugely meat and potato country, which I myself love because I love eating meat and potatoes and things of that nature, where in the West, it's changing more. It's more going gluten free, which I have no problem if you're actually gluten intolerant. But one thing that we've noticed is that people that come here and eat the bread here, they're like, well, I was gluten intolerant in Canada, and it's not that you're gluten intolerant; it's the stuff that they put in the bread and in those products there that you're allergic to. It's not actually the bread, and so when they come here, they find that a lot of their problems or issues that they had are no longer relevant here either, simply because of the food, cost of living. I see all over the news and social media where people are not able to make ends meet anymore. They're making, six figures and they're paying, 50% in taxes and then all their other bills on top of that too, and left with zero at the end of the year. The next one that I want to talk to you about, or this article talks to you about, is the flexible legal system. Name changes, company formations, and residency processes are simpler, faster than most of Europe as well. We do have the bureaucracy here, but at the same time, it's much more straightforward and easier to do here. One of the things that we do nonstop here is company formations, residency processes. This is one of our biggest sellers that we do here, not to mention there are other services that we do here: tax consultancy, international shipping, helping individuals finding properties to either rent or purchase, whatever it might be. But we've worked with an individual who changed their name in Canada, and then they came here and they were born here in Serbia, and they had a little bit of an issue, but it wasn't that big of an issue. We were able to solve that issue within a couple weeks, and get things sorted out. Then we also have the strategic non-aligned status. Countries such as Serbia maintain their independence from EU-wide data sharing agreements, including the Eurodac and the Prüm Convention, which people want to make sure that their surveillance and their independence is safe. And Serbia is being pressured all the time by EU. If you want to join the EU, you must put sanctions on Russia. But at the same time, Russia helps Serbia and China helps Serbia, and EU doesn't like that. And Serbia wants to just be simply left alone. And some countries don't like that, especially the United States, who goes around the world trying to dictate to other countries what they must do. But Serbia totes their own road, which I absolutely love. And then the last one it talks about is that there's no Schengen Overreach. The Balkan states are outside the Schengen area, reducing exposure to Europeans' biometric border database. And you see more and more people from all across Western Europe that, post something online, and the next thing that you have a knock at the door from the cops. Why did you post that? And, you're going to be arrested for this. And the amount of laws that they're putting in place makes it pretty much that you're living in a prison, or they're starting these 15-minute cities, or, you're getting curfewed, or especially when it comes to the pandemic that happened not too long ago. Look at how many countries were under lockdown, yet Serbia was one of the freest ones, if not the freest one in all of the Balkans, which is absolutely beautiful as well. Now, what are the modern problems and why disappearing is so difficult today? It's the surveillance reality of 2025. You have facial recognition being deployed at borders, banks, and even public streets worldwide. Financial data sharing, the Common Reporting System Standard, or CRS. You also has FATCA for the United States people that make financial privacy almost impossible for most countries. That's not a problem here in Serbia. Biometric tracking, fingerprints, iris scans, and gait recognition are linked to travel, finances, and identification globally. Digital metadata, AI algorithms reconstruct identities from GPS data, purchase history, social media footprints, and communications. Now, this one, I should say, that is not fully out of Serbia. Yes, there's apps for grocery stores and whatever it is, and as you're using your debit cards, they can kind of track where you're purchasing that from. But again, Cash is a huge thing still here in Serbia, and so many people like to use cash because they understand that cash is freedom. I can go and purchase this from the market. The vendor at the market, they don't have to put a receipt out and whatever it is. I can pay rent in cash. I can go and pay anything in cash pretty much here in Serbia, and there's some restaurants here that even don't accept debit as a method of payment, and cash is the only option. And when you ask them what other options do I have, no, if you have nothing. If you don't pay cash, then you're SOL and you're going to have to not be here pretty much, and that's how it is. Now, is disappearing to the Balkans legal? Yes, when it is done correctly, and that's what we are here to do. So there's a clear and distinct distinction between disappearing through lawful means and committing identity fraud. So you can come here, you can get approved name changes through the government, you can acquire residency and citizenship legally through investment, property purchase, or ancestry. You can set up privacy forward offshores, financial accounts, and Balkan-based companies. You can set up virtual offices. These are all things that we do here at Relocation Serbia, but it's important that you actually get the right team behind your back and that are looking for your best interest so that you can, one, do this without any legal ramifications and do this the most efficient way as well. Hopefully this helped you out. And then there's also illegal approaches that you want to stay away from. So fake passports and forged identity documents or using stolen identities. This is something that we see from a lot of countries that people are trying to come in here. They're sending in photoshopped passports or photoshopped residency cards. And when you ask for originals, they kind of fall off the face of the earth because they're trying to do things the wrong way, and that's not something that you want to do, especially if you're here on a temporary residency or if you're here as a foreigner. You want to make sure that you stay within the legal guidelines so that you stay here for the time that you're allotted and without any hiccups or any legal ramifications. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.